Hey, my name is John, and in the last few weeks of working with Aaron and his team at 7 Mile Media, I've seen a tremendous impact and growth in my business already, and wanted to kind of briefly share my story, see if it might relate to kind of you and your current situation. So, for some context, I run a program called Recruiting Accelerator, and we help people start their own recruiting businesses. Our offer is about 15K. We're doing about $250,000 per month in revenue. And when it came to Aaron to share with him my struggles with marketing, he said, John, that's very common. And what I mean by that is that I felt like I was just kind of piecing together my marketing team with onesie and twosie people. You know, I had one media buyer who I thought was great. I was paying him what I felt like was top dollar, and he was never quite filling my calendars the way I wanted him to. Right, I begged him for 6 months to please fill my sales team's calendar at least 2 or 3 days out. Even 2 days out would be phenomenal, and that would force me to hire more sales reps. In which case, I would grow revenue, and then it would force you to increase ad spend, and like we can kind of play that game and just grow the business. And over 6 months, I had excuse after excuse after excuse, and in addition to that one marketing guy, I had like a virtual assistant who's doing automations. I had one copywriter, freelance copywriter I was hiring. I had one funnel builder that I found on Upwork. I had like 5 or 6, kind of like a medley of random, it's a motley crew. And I was trying to just kind of herd cats, trying to do all this and get them to all work together and get things done. And I felt like I was just kind of a manager instead of running a business and being a business leader. So this is the problem that came to Aaron with. He goes, John, like I said, very common. And that's exactly why you've been kind of stuck, at 200, 250K, because you're trying to grow your business to the next level using kind of these limited tools and limited resources you have. So I took his word for it, and I watched all the testimonials on 7 Mile Media's website. Actually got referred by one of their clients. And just in the span of a few weeks, like, it was phenomenal, right? Even from day one, my onboarding call with their team, I was like, holy cow. I felt like a indie musician getting signed for a major record label at the conference room at their headquarters, meeting with their team. I'm like, wow. So this is what like professional management looks like and feels like, right? They're so on top of it. They use really organized project management system, and have access to 2 different campaign managers, one for Facebook and Instagram, one for YouTube and Google. I have access to a project manager, a copywriter, a amazing tech guy that makes everything work in the back end with automations, all in one place, right? Like a one-stop shop, which is my goal. And because of that, it allowed me to spend less hours per day focused on marketing and kind of letting the professionals run it. And this allowed me to invest in my sales team, work on product, all that good stuff. And as a result, just within a few weeks, like it was yesterday, I checked my sales team's calendar and they were booked out for over 48 hours. I was like, wow. And they've just been basically fixing my old campaigns that my old media buyer, who I thought was like world class, I was paying him top dollar, fixing his mistakes, right? He's like, hey, John, your program isn't recruiting, but that because of that keyword, you got tagged under employment in Facebook and your non-employment offer, and it really messed up your campaign. So we have to rebuild it from scratch. I was like, oh my gosh, like how long has this been going on for? How much ad spend have I been wasting? On YouTube, they're like, hey, this YouTube ad's going to this funnel, but this ad's going to this funnel, and the trackers aren't even set correctly, and all your data is all like Hyros is saying one thing, Google's saying one thing, QuickBooks is saying another thing. So then I realized how much kind of how lucky I was to even grow my business. Aaron said, John, I'm impressed that you were able to grow your business despite what you've had in place, right? You've had limited resources and things haven't been organized. So just by them fixing the mistakes of what I thought was a top media buyer, it's already led to book calendars. So as of yesterday, I reached out to my recruiting team and said, hey, we need 2 more sales reps, 1 more setter, and we're basically doubling our sales team now, which will then double our company revenue, all as a result of 7 Mile Media's team to really fill their calendars. And this is them just fixing the campaigns, right? I was telling my sales manager, we have to double our sales team because holy cow, if they're booking our calendars out just by fixing what's broken, once they dial in, optimize, and launch new campaigns, I give them new creatives, which I haven't had a chance to even do yet. They're going to like triple, quadruple our lead flow. So we need to build infrastructure, hire setters, hire extra closers to kind of catch all this like a fire hose of leads that we're about to get. So anyways, very, very excited. And I think from a business point of view, to be honest, it was kind of hard to make an investment because 7 Mile, you get a whole team and they're world class, and as such, they charge more. And but then my rationale was for me personally, like, well, I'm paying my media buyer at the time 6K per month, but like for one person, and he wasn't doing that great of a job, never got the job done. So it's a better deal if I pay just a little bit more and get a whole team, right? So that was one rationale. Second is I thought, gosh, I mean, all this ad spend I'm probably wasting by not having everything dialed in. Like if I pay more for a team that can be more efficient, optimize my ads, and lower my cost per lead, cost per book call, it actually won't even cost me that much more. And then also by, as a result of having a one-stop shop, I was able to pause on my email marketing agency, pause on my VA for automations, pause on all these little onesie twosie contractors, and that saves money too. So basically when I did the math, I'm like, it's a much better deal to have a full team working on my stuff. I sleep better at night, right? I have more confidence. And of course, like the way we're pacing now, we'll be going from 250 to 400, 500, 600K in a very short amount of time, which is what Aaron promised me. And I'm like, okay, hey, that seems like it's hard for me to even picture. But the fact that like we're doing 250K last month with half-filled calendars, with an old media buyer, with 4 people, double the sales team, with 7 Miles help, filling all of our calendars. We did the math. It should be about 650, 750K in revenue. So I just can't wait. So anyways, this is just my feedback from a very short amount of time. We have all these other projects they're helping me with in the meantime. So couldn't be happier. Couldn't be more stoked that I took this investment, right? I really made a big investment into 7 Mile. It's already paying off. And like I said, they're just getting started. We're about to launch some really cool campaigns, get things more dialed in. And yeah, it just is a world of difference going from kind of this like stage of herding cats, herding individual contractors, freelancers who I always felt like was never giving me enough attention. I had to like beg for their attention. Whereas with 7 Mile, like every single day, like they're just on top of everything. Super fast response time. And the fact is that like I work in my program is in the education coaching space, and they only work with people in the education info coaching space, right? And so their whole process is they have these top 50 clients, and when I saw on their testimonials, I'm like, I recognize you, holy cow, I know you. So I'm like, okay, you're representing those big names, and like I'm in good hands, right? But the cool thing is they have this kind of group think, like aggregate type of advantage, where versus having a smaller agency, even if they have a small team work with you, these guys have 50 plus clients all in the coaching info space, and they're literally like applying best practice. The moment they have one funnel that they crack the code on one funnel that's killing it, they apply it to all their clients. And the moment they find one VSL or one marketing strategy that's working great for one of their clients, they just distribute amongst it. So that way all of these 7 Mile clients are able to receive the benefits of them being hyper-focused on one niche and applying best practices kind of across their client roster. So anyways, couldn't be happier, and hope this feedback helps you. Hope my story gives you some context if you're in a similar situation as me or as I was, which will now change very quickly thanks to kind of our improved marketing. Then hopefully this will kind of spark some interest, give you some value, and maybe have you book a call with their team and figure out for yourself if they can help you as well. All right, take care. Bye-bye now.